and Councilmember Alvarado for the invocation.
Please stand.
All right.
Salute. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bow your head, remain standing, bow your heads, please. Heavenly Father, we just come before you. We just thank you for this opportunity, Lord, to be able to serve, Lord, this community. And also we thank you for our guests from Shafter High that are with us, Lord. And Lord, just guide us as we go through this meeting. And we just thank you for all the blessings you have given us as a community and also as a country, Lord. We do ask that you keep our country in your hands, Lord, and guide our leaders in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Yes, be seated. I'm trying to tell you so you didn't sit too fast. That's right. Okay, let's move into our approval of agenda, City Manager.
Certainly, Mayor, Council, like to request to pull closed session items 1 and 2. We provided an attorney-client privilege update to you last week, and that should suffice for the matter.
Okay, very good. I need a motion and approval of agenda, removing the closed session items number 1 and number 2, please.
I move.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Prout, second by Councilmember Espinoza. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Alvarado,
Yes.
Prout,
Yes.
Olvera,
Yes.
Espinoza,
Yes.
and Givens.
Yes. Tonight we have 2 presentations that we're going to do. If you don't mind, I'm going to flip them just in case they are on a call and they're going to run a little late. So can we do the introduction first, Yasmina? Okay. We have 2 presentations. We're going to start with our introduction of our city manager.
All right, Mayor and Council, I'm pleased to announce that after a very extensive recruitment process for the Economic Development Director, we have found our very talented, experienced candidate, and I'd like to introduce Nando Guerra, who has over 25 years of work experience, including working in the 3 largest cities in the nation, New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago. He has worked in economic development for over 15 years, including working for the largest county economic development agency in the nation, the LA County EDC. And for the largest city economic development agency in the nation, World Business Chicago. Nando is a business economist and a professor of economics and political science. He has worked on Capitol Hill, on Wall Street for S&P, Morgan Stanley, and American Stock Exchange. And he's also worked for the Port of Long Beach. He has given over 130 presentations and authored over 65 reports. Nando earned his BA in Economics and International Relations from USC and his Master's of Arts in International Economics and International Relations from the Johns Hopkins University. Nando grew up in New Jersey and his family's from Italy. He has 2 daughters, Francesca and Kiara. And he also will be getting married to Patricia, who is originally from Jalisco, Mexico, at the end of April in Italy. So, Council, very pleased to introduce to you Nando Guerra. Nando, word.
Thank you so much. Feel very blessed and honored to be a part of this city. And I'm very excited about the future of this city. I'm in the business of forecasting, projecting, and I can guarantee you that the future of the city is very bright. And I look forward to working with all of you very closely to produce that prosperity and growth. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You guys were you guys close? See, I learned a lot with you coming in that our Mayor Pro Tem is Italian. I didn't even know that.
You didn't?
No, we didn't.
All these years?
After all these years,
Oh
I
my
didn't know it.
gosh.
Oh, now were you guys close logistically?
Well, yes and no.
Yes, and I don't know anything about Italian. The food's fantastic. That's all I know.
I'm gonna get to go to Italy. You wait.
Well, I hope you're invited to it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then take me with you because I don't know anything about it.
Oh dear. Oh, that might be a trip.
Good to have you aboard. Thank you for looking into Shafter as the next career. Shafter has a incredible growth potential, and it's just really a fantastic place to be. So welcome to the family. Glad to have you here. Before I move into the next one, as you're seeing, I'm still slightly stalling. We have another night for our education group. And tonight our Shafter High ASB students are up here. So I'm going to look at our far right side. And yeah, you're going to have to get up there, tell us who you are, your grade, and what you do.
Yeah, you.
Pick a mic, any mic.
Do I stand up or?
You don't have to stand. Just
It'll pick you up.
Okay, hello, my name's Fabian Denogene. my role in ASB is senior class president. So, I'm the representative for our senior class, I just like the voice on what they want, like senior ditch day. not-
Don't say that one too loud over there.
And I'm really proud to represent my senior class because I'm really proud of how far we came from COVID and stuff. So yeah.
Very good. This senior class is the first class back from COVID? I'm looking at you two. Is it their freshman year, they were kind of messed up in it, huh?
Freshman year, there was full distance learning. Sophomore year was their last year. Junior year was first year.
You have names for this. This is fantastic. All right.
Here you are.
I know what you're doing, so I'm gonna hold you last. Kind sir?
My name is Ezekiel Osborne and I'm the sophomore class representative, so I'm the voice for the sophomore class. And I'm excited on helping our sophomore class build a great future that we have 2 more high school years ahead of us.
Who's better, senior or sophomores?
Senior.
You're all good. Come on, stand up. For it.
My name is Alex Aguirre. I am a senior. I am the ASB president and I am head of command. And I make sure that Shafter High ASB is running well, smoothly, the way it should, and making sure this year is going to be a great year.
Very good, very good. If you're also not familiar, we have 2 lovely faces in the audience, our principal, Russell Shipley, and our vice principal, assistant, what is it called now? Assistant Vice Principal of Instructional Education and Masters of the Fine Arts of I Got Nothing. Valerie LeBrintz, who is, both are pretty much homegrown. Valerie is homegrown. Russ has been here long enough to be considered homegrown. 30?
10 years principal, 10 years taught science at Sheffield.
Yep. And it's been a long time. It's been fantastic to have you guys both here. So again, thank you to Shafter High School and the ASB team for being a part of this. We do have one more presentation for the evening. It is our proclamation for our Safely Surrendered Baby Awareness Month. Normally we do have the fire department who's in here. Unfortunately, they have not been able to make it. I presume they're on a call, and that's probably the right thing for them to do at this time. So we will just read this off for the evening and make sure we get this to them. So the Safely Surrendered Baby Awareness Month is for February 2024. We do this every year in February. Whereas the Safely Surrendered Baby Law, SSB, was implemented on January 1st, 2001, with the intent to prevent harm and possible death to newborns, and Governor Schwarzenegger, yes, he was a governor, signed legislation extending the SSB law permanently as of January 1st, 2006. And whereas the intent of the law is to save the lives of newborn infants at risk of abandonment by encouraging parents or persons with lawful custody to safely surrender the infant within 72 hours of birth with no questions asked. And whereas in Shafter and throughout Kern County, a newborn baby can be safely surrendered into the hands of any hospital emergency room or fire station staff. And whereas the Safely Surrendered Baby Coalition, under the coordination of the Department of Human Services, works to educate Shafter citizens and all Kern County residents about this important law. The coalition is made up of a small group of dedicated individuals representing a long list of agencies, nonprofits, hospitals, and stakeholders, including First 5 Kern, the Kern County Fire Department, and Clinica Sierra Vista, to name a few. Now, therefore, I, Chad Givens, the mayor of the city of Shafter, on behalf of the entire Shafter City Council, do hereby proclaim February 2024 as the Safely Surrendered Baby Awareness Month in the city of Shafter, and call upon the people of the city to observe this month and participate in activities and events planned. And then you can pass that back to Yasmin if you do not mind. Okay, very good. With that, we're going to move into our public comment time. Public comment is for any person wishing to speak on any item, including on the agenda or any matter within the subject matter jurisdiction of the city council. You are invited to speak from the podium and address the city council. Speakers are limited to 5 minutes unless additional time is needed for translation. Please state your name and address for the record before making your presentation. Public comment time is open. And it's closed. No one's kidding.
You're so.
Mayor, Council, David Couch, 4th District Supervisor. In an effort to provide good intergovernmental relations, I would be happy to deliver your proclamation.
I appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Make this personal. Winter Sports Awards, I'm headed to campus.
Oh, I thought you were coming up to talk, so I was like, oh, okay.
Have to first.
Well, hold on. Now you have to say something now. You can't walk away. You have to say something now.
Hey,
You understand we're preparing for the city of Shafter State of the City address?
Yes, sir.
I understand that you would like a couple key speakers to speak on that as an intro into that presentation.
Absolutely.
I will be honored and obliged.
I appreciate that, sir. Thank you. There you go.
Oh, you're good.
Mr. Shipley, several bags of swag.
Wow. Okay.
All right, off to Winter Sports.
Good luck.
Bye.
Yasmin, anything online? All right, very good. Public comment time is closed. Council announcements and reports. Councilmember Alvarado, I will look at you tonight to start us off.
You know, I don't have anything to report. Time's gone by fast and I'm just trying to keep up with what month I'm in. But I do have like 5 tickets of the spaghetti dinner left.
He is going for
Oh,
it.
you're gonna have to buy them.
I'm at a May Day. That's all.
Thank you. Councilmember Espinoza.
I attended the Shafter branding research presentation, with the Chandler King at lunch. There was a lot of information that was passed on. I really appreciated all the hard work and everyone who took the time to, fill out the survey. I also attended the 82nd annual Minter Airfield Air Corps dedication at Minter Airfield. And, from what I saw, there was a big turnout there, and so I'm happy to see that. Like to wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day, if that came and went. And then, that's all I have on the report.
Councilmember Olvera.
I do not have anything to report.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay, yes, the Shafter branding was held and it was well attended, as a matter of fact, and I think you and I were the only 2 there, but it was just an introduction for the stakeholders who first had a chance to talk to these people and maybe some others that took surveys, and they'll continue to give us more updates. Also, I attended an MCAB, and that's the Emergency Medical Citizens Advisory Board member, and the main thing that came out of it that I wanted to share with you is that PCP is on the rise again. Chief, I don't know if you knew that or not, but yeah, it's not a good
It's like a
deal
90s
to
drug.
hear that. And everyone on the committee was very surprised that there's such a high number of them that are being reported again. Also, the Mitterfield Air Museum had that open house and it was well attended, and there were many people that I saw there. It was their first time and they were really quite impressed. I think our museum has an opportunity to really expand. I mean, what they've started with and what could be there for the future. It looks really good. It was all repainted, but even inside just really improved a great deal. But I also wanted to mention that they encourage us to participate on August the 24th, celebrating Gossamer Grove or Gossamer Condor, which was a project that's happened back in 1977.
I thought it was 74.
Now it was 77, and I want you to know that I was there in attendance. My husband and I went, and there wasn't a huge amount of people that did show up to watch this self-propelled plane to get off the ground and to stay up, but they are going to have a banquet and they are going to be recognized, and I would like to see our group even get a table of 8, and we should start planning on that. This event will be held at Odell's. Also, I attended and listened to AB 617. And this time on the agenda, they talked about the air monitoring. We monitor in about 5 different places around Shafter. And at this time, it was quite noteworthy to say the monitoring has decreased in PM 2.5. That says a lot, but you realize that that was in the winter months, which should be down, but it is still much lower in all the sites, and it's probably going to continue for what all we're doing to monitor air in our area. Also, they talked about urban greening, which Shafter will get a lot of new trees planted around town, like in the parks, as well as along Laredo Highway, to replace so many of the trees that we had to take out or have died or have been hit. We're hoping to get some of those planted by 2024. This is all money that's coming from the Air District. Then also our staff, Michael James, gave a report on bike path because they've already given us money that's going to be used at over $2 million that will be used here in North Park to put curb gutter and sidewalk in along CVH coming into town. So it's a nice improvement. It's going to be starting here very soon. Also, the new one that they're asking us is to do a bike path that will connect our schools to the downtown, to the parks, to transit, to other core area sites. I think there's a good point that we worked long and hard. It's been 5 years I've been on this committee, and it is going to improve the air quality. Also, they talked about bringing additional money in for electric vehicle charging stations. And that's going to benefit the people that are now buying these cars that have to be charged up. And so they went over a list of some suggested sites around town, but they only have a certain amount of money to put some in, but more money will come in to get more electric vehicle charging stations. Then I also attended the KernCog meeting, and the one item that had no discussion was the cargo study, and that has to do with air quality once again, with especially trucks that are coming in and out of the area. They're qualified again for a $2.9 million grant, and it'll take 2 years to study all of that. So we'll be watching and following that along as we go forward here. Also, they promote every month a community ride with bicycles, and we had one already in Shafter. Well, wait a minute, I think it's scheduled the 26th. We haven't already had it. So there's one scheduled now, and they're encouraging you to bring your bikes and to meet and to get a chance to just roam around in the community with your bicycle, and they'll do those every month. Also, the main thing that was discussed in February, well, I'll take that back. In January was a proposal to study a sales tax initiative for transportation. So they brought it back to the meeting this time, and it was brought up by McFarland. McFarland is very anxious and feels like they needed funds, and they really pushed hard for it. And yet, in the end, there will be continued discussion. It is quite a detailed process in order to get a sales tax passed, not just in our own city, but throughout the county. So if you have any input or you want to have any input, it needs to be financed by the public sector. I'm sorry, a private sector, businesses, not government. And so it will take a while, and it probably would get put on the ballot until 2026. But I can tell you it will come back to us as a council to decide if we would even feel like we could benefit and should get involved in promoting this sales tax so that voters will come forward and support it. And I think that's all I have. You can tell I had a lot of meetings.
Very good. With that, let me just add to branding discussion, the stakeholders, there was a lot of good feedback from the stakeholders in regards to that. I know you guys both went from the stakeholder perspective. Really good to hear the information. Community keeps being the key word. We've talked about that before in the past. And so I think there's going to be a lot of great things that should be coming out towards the end of this month, as well as conversations we'll have during our State of the City address. So happy about that. And one last thing, if you have some free time on your hands tomorrow, you can go find us at the BCHS gym, as Shafter is taking on the BCHS girls for girls basketball, because, you know, they went pretty far. Just saying. And we just want to make sure that we support them the best we can. They do wear blue and gold over there. It's not the same blue and gold, so ours will be better. Let's just say that. But we do want to pack the stands with Shafter love. So please be mindful of that. That starts at 6 o'clock tomorrow at BCHS. With that being said, I don't believe there's anything else for myself. We'll move into our consent calendar. On this consent calendar for the evening, there are 7 items for approval. I'll briefly read through these items. Item number 1 is to approve general checks. Item number 2 is to approve payroll. Number 3 is to approve the special event permit. And we didn't even say anything about this, which I'll say it now. The Color Fun Run, Color Celebration of the Arts. Yeah, you're on the committee too. Yeah, which is at Sequoia Elementary School, February 24th. That is this weekend. Let me pause and say Colors is happening starting this Thursday, which is why Councilmember Alvarado needs to sell 5 more tickets. 5 more. Someone in here, I think, wants to buy one, so you might have 4 more left. We're there. Anyway, that starts this Thursday. It is a celebration of the arts and Shafter. Shafter is really big into the arts, and so we do enjoy celebrating this time. The fun run, the color run is the 24th. Are you guys running in it? We don't want to answer that. We don't want to be put on the
It's
spot.
only a 2K, it's short.
So-
We do that easily.
So that is item number 3. Item number 4 is to accept the treasurer's report for December of 2023. Item number 5 is to accept the treasurer's report for January 2024. Item number 6 is to sign a software agreement between the City of Shafter and ClearGov in the amount of $14,320. And lastly, item number 7 is to approve the agreement with the County of Kern to secure community development block grant funds for the construction of the Shafter Library and Learning Center Chess Garden project. Questions, comments, concerns? Otherwise, I need a motion for approval in a second, please.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Espinoza, second by Councilmember Olvera. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Alvarado,
Yes.
Prout,
Yes.
Olvera,
Yes.
Espinoza,
Yeah.
and Given.
Yes, I can't believe we missed that one.
What colors?
Yeah, can't believe I did that.
I'm ready though.
Um, we have one item on the docket for the evening for public hearings. Public hearing item number 1 is the public hearing and resolution of the City Council of the City of Shafter establishing unmet transit needs findings for the fiscal year 2024-2025. City Manager?
So, Mayor and Council, this is a routine ministerial matter that comes before you every year that is required as part of our funding that we receive related to public transit. And this evening, Roger Sanchez, our Finance Director, will make the presentation. Roger?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members, Roger Sanchez, Finance Director, Shafter students, welcome. I'm a graduate from Shafter High. I won't give the year.
Oh.
So we do have the public hearings for unmet transit needs. We do have a few items to discuss. Now we have a Saturday service, so we've had it since September, I believe. We also met with a wonderful industrial park representatives with a few people, and we're currently conducting surveys. We're collecting information as to where do people live, the people who work in the industrial park, what are the schedules? Is it evening, afternoons, nights, things like that? So we're collecting that, and we'll hopefully meet again to see if it's feasible to have a connection there. We also secure a $400,000 grant. I mentioned this before, and this is for 4 new vans for public transit. We already purchased one that is hybrid, the Chrysler Pacifica. We also are in the process of purchasing 2 ADA electric vans, and the other one would be just a regular electric van. So all of that is in the process right now. So we have the funding for that. Also, there's been through SB 125 transit funding an allocation. This is a tentative Shafter allocation of $2.38 million for transit. And Alex Gonzalez has been very nice, that has helped us provide the details and requested those descriptions already to KernCog. So that's in the works, and that's very good news for Shafter if we get that funding. Real quick, a brief background on the unmet transit needs. This is related to the Transportation Development Act, TDA of 1971. This is how we get the local funding for transportation and transit assistance. So some of the funding can be used for roads, primarily for transit, and then for streets and roads. And we are required to have a public hearing before we have the funding each year. So that's why we're having this public hearing. Brief historical fare box revenue. If you notice, in the past, we had our revenues that we collect from the public transit. And notice that during the COVID, there was a sharp decline. And on the fiscal year 2021 was the worst year. We've been in a recovery mode. We expect to be in a much better shape by the end of the year. So we're recovering, so thank goodness for that. So this is a comparison of revenues versus operating expenses.
Yeah, it was COVID.
So we have the labor cost, that's the initial historical cost. And then we have the M&O expenses. And then the combined total operating expenses, you can see on the top. And the red line represents the fare box coverage ratio. So we have to have at least 10% coverage in order for us to get the funding. In 2021, we didn't meet that. However, we did receive additional grant monies to cover for that, and we were exempt because of COVID. So even though we were not in compliance with that year, we're fine. It's getting more and more difficult. It's getting closer to the 10% as we move forward, partly because we have lower revenues, but also our operating expenses are increasing, and that's why the ratio is getting thinner.
Is that usually because of gas, the fuel costs
Fuel and labor
and
cost.
labor?
Our fare box was 53,000? What was the fare box?
On the revenue side,
Mm-hmm. 54.
that's the projected 54,000. Last fiscal year was 44,000.
Got it. Thank you. Yeah.
So with that, I would like to ask the mayor if we could conduct a public hearing and also to approve and adopt resolution 2956 for that.
Okay, very good. This is a public hearing, as was said. With that, we will begin to open up this as public. Any questions, comments, concerns, please address at the podium. Okay, with that, we will close the public hearing and looking at council for any questions, comments.
I do have a comment, or just want to say, I appreciate that the finance department or the team that you're working with for this transit, that you're looking outside the box. And I think the idea when I said outside the box, when looking into wonderful industrial park, looking to see how we could get people to work and people from there back home. I think that's gonna be a big plus for our community, because I know I'll come across a lot of people that, they don't have a car yet, they're trying to get a car, trying to get a job, but out there in the wonderful logistics center, and they're looking for rides. And I think that was really brilliant idea. So just want to make that compliment.
It'll help
Thank
the
you.
year too.
Yeah.
So this was been communicated with some of the reps from the industrial park, and the city manager has visited the place. We met with them, various in the finance and the city manager. So it's been very productive, and we're making progress on that.
Good. Thank you very much for that.
I do have something else. Have we considered like maybe, and I don't know if this is part of it or not, but like Cal State University, Bakersfield College, to look at that, if that's something that can be explored for transportation for students that don't have driver's licenses, don't have vehicles that, could be looking at that. I don't know if that's an option.
It certainly can be with the transit. I've heard on the side that in the future, potentially we could explore a regional transit in addition to what we have on the current. But usually the way it works, we have the city of Shafter component, but then there's the get on the other side. And so how would that work? We have to answer those questions. Would there be like a drop off and then a connection to that? But in that, we do have a connection. We have the transit that comes from Delano, Wasco, Shafter, and it goes on a daily basis all the way to Bakersfield. And through that, there is a form of a connection as of now. A direct connection, that could be something that could be explored if needed.
You mean in addition to a van like we did with Taft? There was a van organized and the people could get to Taft
Yeah.
for college.
But the students would drive the van or somebody from the.
Well, they had to
Yeah.
organize the
Yeah.
driver.
Yeah,
uh-huh.
they would drive. the
But it
van
was
to
a good
Taft.
deal. I mean, I don't know if they still do it, but.
Yeah, I mean, that would be, a commitment for the transit for sure with additional labor and things, but that could be explored if needed.
Kind of on that because, you know, if you go and put too much expense out there without the money coming in, you're gonna break that 10% threshold.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
a hard
the
spot to
van
be
can
in.
Supply transportation, just like Orange Belt did years ago. I mean, students could
Yeah.
go to BC College by getting on Orange Belt. You know, so I mean, there are ways of looking at it besides the city having to do it through our transit. Yeah.
Roger, with these additions of these vehicles, where's that gonna put us with our capabilities fleet-wise and all that? We still gonna be needing additional vehicles, or are we gonna have enough to operate what we do?
I think we're gonna have sufficient to operate. This is a big, blessing for City of Shafter. And the reason is the electric vehicles historically have been somewhat unreliable. They've gone through 40,000 miles and they break completely. So we have our existing buses, but having 4 new ones is just, it'll help us right through 5, 6 more years into the future. So that's just good for us.
Okay, and then do we know like how long electric vehicles are projected to last? Do they have like a certain time wise or mileage wise, or how's that work?
Well, as of now, the biggest challenge is getting manufacturers to get us buses because the mandates from the states are great, you know, for public transportation and for the public in general. People are looking for electric transportation. And that's the biggest thing, biggest issue. We're waiting for those vans to be built for us. So could you repeat one more time the question?
Well, I mean, I know like, do they know like how long
Oh, yes.
these vehicles are expected to, the service life?
So the previous generation, they lasted about 35,000 miles, which is not a lot. That was it. Now, the newer buses, they claim that they'll last a lot longer. I cannot imagine that they'll last similar to a gasoline engine in excess of 100,000 miles. But if we could double to 60,000 or maybe 80,000 miles, that would be a win for us. Now, because we're able to buy multiple vehicles, we're going to be alternated throughout the week so that we can, you know, go for more years
Extend
because
the
we
service.
only have a few drivers.
Yeah,
Unless we open up the wonderful industrial park, then we might need additional vehicles if we have a need for that.
okay. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, very good. I'm going to look for a motion in a second, please.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
We're in a public hearing. Nice, Brett. Close. Motion.
Got one.
Motion.
No second.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Alvarado, a second by Councilmember Olvera. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Alvarado,
Yes.
Prout,
Yes.
Olvera.
Yes.
Espinoza,
Yes.
and Given.
And to be clear, that was for public hearing item number 1. With that, there are no other items on the docket for the evening. City manager comments and reports, sir.
Certainly, Mayor and Council, just a few items. We want to let you know that we submitted a $3 million budget request to Senator, $3 million, for a new aquatic facility to Senator Hurtado's office. That's the same funding. I know the state has a deficit, but we nonetheless went ahead and submitted it upon the request from the senator's office. And then just a couple announcements. We have the Current Cog Annual Regional Awards, March 7th. If you plan to attend, please let us know. We are buying a couple of tables, but we want to get a head count so that we can let Current Cog know. Kevin Harmon, our former city engineer, is being recognized that evening. He is receiving an award. So hopefully all of you can be in attendance. Some of the staff will also be attending, and so that's why we're trying to get a head count.
Did
so that
you
we can
get that
participate.
there's sold out?
Yeah, but I think we bought a couple
I know,
tables.
but I'm just
beforehand.
saying, there's gonna be people that are gonna be out. so
Yeah.
If we don't fill the tables, we should probably let somebody know.
Yeah, well, we have staff that's interested in attending, but obviously we're giving
Right.
preference to city council. So as soon as you know, or you've not confirmed, please let us know. And then the same thing with the Chamber Awards and State of the City, March 14th. If you can confirm your attendance, we bought a couple of tables as well. And so that way we can have a head count. And then with that, nothing further to report this evening.
No director comments?
No director comments.
Okay, very good. Well, that makes for an easy evening for the day. I'm going to look for I'm gonna look for an official motion to adjourn for the evening.
Raise my hand.
You can raise your hand for that
I'll
one.
make that motion to adjourn.
Need a second, please.
Second.
All right, I have a motion by Councilmember Alvarado, a second by Councilmember Espinoza. All those in favor with aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed, hearing none. We are adjourned 6:39 PM.